Okay, thank you.
I need the mug that I give you.
What's up, boss?
Not much, just low energy build day.
I get it.
Yeah, I get it. I don't get it. Good evening, everyone. Come on in. Come chill. Come chat. Come talk. What are we building? We're building some Heresy era apothecaries because I like them. I think they're neat. I think they're cool little guys.
I just think they're neat.
I just think they're neat. As we chill out together on a cool Monday night. Hello, everybody. Come on in. Come on in. I scroll past this live, and a lore video of yours is right after this. I'm trapped, bro. Literally, I have built the system so that way you just have to be looking at my face the rest of your life. I'm sorry.
But I want to see other things.
What other things could be better than talking about a fictional universe where everything sucks?
Talking about a fictional universe where everything's amazing?
Touche. Hello, welcome, welcome. Come on in, everybody. Getting a jump start on your EC collection? No, EC is for 40k, not 30. 30k is a bit different than 40k, and it's very, very hard to justify, it's very hard to justify another 30k army. Because just the amount of models and everything.
No, you'll have 5 separate armies.
I can't afford 5 separate armies, sir. Ooh, shit.
We will get you there, boss.
Well, first you have to get me to like 100,000 subs on YouTube, so let's try to shoot for the even 10 at least. There we go. 100k subs for 10 Malal videos? No, it's 10k subs for a Malal video. One
10 Malal videos.
Singular. Or $1,000 directly donated.
Wait, how do you do 10 videos of Malal?
You talk about each concept of, like, each part of Malal separately. You
So
drag it out.
So what you're saying, you literally becomes that forbidden card from Yu-Gi-Oh! With the different parts of them.
Yes, the Exodia, the Forbidden One. Which recently apparently got support. And now has like a full...
They had them at the convention, because I didn't realize it was Yu-Gi-Oh's 25th anniversary. So, along with D&D having their 5th anniversary, they had a dedicated Yu-Gi-Oh section. And Hasbro had Beyblades. So I got to play with Beyblades for the first time in 22 years.
That's funny.
Beyblades are still a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got a brand new version.
I'm gonna blow your fucking mind. Bakugan is still a thing.
What? No.
Yes.
What?
Yes. Gonna blow your mind even more. Duel Masters is still a thing.
Yeah, so some sort of fire extinguisher over TCOM just to deal with his mind melting there. That'd be appreciated.
I don't.
Oh yeah, the new book also came in. Ugh. So, I went to therapy today. I was gone for like 2 to 3 hours. And so, imagine to my shock that I get home and I see a massive box leaned against my door, standing atop another box. The delivery driver put, the first delivery driver put my 40K box on the ground while it was snowing. So it got really wet. And then, y'all remember that y'all bought me a TV? So when I get home, I see the TV set up, propped against the door, and on top of the wet box.
Well then.
Listen, I get it. Delivery drivers are like burnt the fuck out and could give less of a fuck. I get it.
Yeah, depends on who you provided to. Like, if you're in the UK, what we used to call Hermes, now called Every, has one of the worst reputations ever when it comes to delivery.
Yep, so, yeah, now I just have a... I was like, oh, this better not, like, damaged anything. And luckily, 40K boxes, much like an N64, are built of sterner fucking stuff.
Not to mention, they have cellophane wrapping.
Yep. So nothing was damaged, nothing was harmed, we're good.
Yeah.
And all was well.
Also, just a reminder to everybody, I'm going to show you all something I posted in the Discord. The apothecaries I got are resin.
Oh, you got the Forger ones, did you?
Yeah, I got the Forge ones.
Nice.
So... And by the way, this was purchased for me on the throne, but like the throne couldn't get the couldn't order through GW for me. I had to do it myself. So know that your models, that the people who paid for these models, I went through the process. I put the money through everything. They're all here now. They're all safe. Thank you so much. Samri of Balcor, thank you for the follow. But yeah, here is what. Here's why you clean the water. Here's why you clean the resin models. See all that? That's excess plastic and chemicals.
Yep, that's the release agent they used to be able to take the resin out of the injection molds. Because if you don't do that and you decide to paint, you'll literally find your paint will just peel off because that release agent is literally hydrophobic, and as you use a water-based acrylic, it will just wash straight off. So it'll just rub off on your fingers, or it'll just horribly streak. Which on a very expensive resin model, you don't want to take that risk. So always clean it like you would clean your teeth, literally with a toothbrush. Just don't use the same brush.
Yep. And as soon as you're done with the water, dump it. Just get rid of it. It is bad, nasty chem water. That is Nurgle taint juice at that point. Don't drink it.
Mm-hmm.
No, drink that water.
No, don't drink it.
Drink it.
Don't. TCOM, I will put an advisory on you.
I'm just...
Listen
I
here,
just like
you
causing
fucking
chaos.
Nurgle worshiper.
Hey. Hey. Papa loves me, okay?
Papa loves me. Hello, how you all doing? We also have the, people also bought me the Exemplary Battles of the Age of Darkness, Volume 1. And before you ask, yes, that is the handsomest lad Fulgrim on the cover. Mm-mm-mm. Can't wait to tell you guys more stories about Beta Garmin and this. Because this is focusing on... What battles do you focus on? the defense of Sotha. Oh, we got the defense of Sotha. We got the defense of the siege of
One
Hydrocordatus.
debt to society later.
Oh, hello.
Well, the first siege of Hydrocordatus.
Yep. The Battle of Armatura. Battle of Calth, my boys. The Purging of Invocastus Sector and Daemon Primarchs. Essentially,
I think
this...
Cal should be its own huge book in its own right. I mean, right down from the actual initial combat, right down to the Underground War, this Calth is a huge affair.
It is, but this wants to get out of the way this wants to get you the new units for Salamanders. And the new possessed units for your Heretic Astartes.
Ooh.
So yeah, like this allows you in Horus Heresy to start corrupting your squads if you're playing Traitor Legions. So we're talking like you can now add the corrupted unit special rule to your units. And basically it like does like a whole lot of stuff. It makes your units stronger, tougher, but does make them more expensive to bring onto the table. If you don't know how to play Horus Heresy, think of it like enhancements in 40k. And they are, they're pretty fucking terrifying, honestly. They're pretty brutal. Because, like, they take away one from the leadership of enemy units they are around. And essentially they get, like, demon rules, essentially. It's really weird. Do you like the Black Templars? No, I find them boring and annoying. But if you enjoy them, all the power to you.
Yep.
I just... Listen, you want, like, the most boring motherfucker in the Horus Heresy, you read anything dealing with Sigismund.
My father doesn't love me because I listen to this random woman. Either why can't you love me? Because you directly disobeyed an order. But I had reasons, I had faith. Faith does not apply to this, my son. Go, you're grounded to Pluto.
Faith is not enough.
And they only reconciled during the Siege of Terra, where it was literally the end of the world.
She, like, I would approve, you know, I'm just picturing, if Dawn ever came back, he just saw the state of the Black Templars now with High Marshal Helbrecht.
Oh, you know it would be like the TTS shorts, where it's just like, Sigismund.
Yeah, maybe that one. And he just, that or he just comes across the Crimson Fist like, now this is what they should be. And then he comes across Excoriatas, like, oh, Kirsch, I really should have reined you in further.
What's wrong with the chapter again? I don't remember.
Zachara, they suffer from literal, not depression as such, but the Excoriatas are the ones who, they don't repair chips and damage on their armor. They see them as battle honors, so they actually write the name of the battle that chip happened. But they also suffer from a distinctive, it's like melancholy on steroids. They literally enter a vegetative depressed state.
Oh.
Which is the big thing in the Legion of the Damned book, which everyone thought, yeah, a novel about the Legion of the Damned. No, we actually introduced a brand new third founding chapter of the Imperial Fist called the Excoriatas, because it followed on them, and it actually does talk about the Feast of Blades, which I do enjoy, actually, although it does imply that the Fire Lords are Imperial Fist successors, which has been retconned since to hint that they may be Salamander successors. I mean, the Fire Lords are quite strange. We literally, the champion literally changed his teeth to flint with a addition in his throat, so he could literally breathe fire by breathing out promethium and causing sparks off his teeth.
Oh, what do I know about Alistor Rushal? You mean fucking... what's his... He's a Raven Guard Traitor Marine. I don't know.
Oh, Varnus?
Alistair Rushal of the Raven Guard.
Oh, okay.
He
Yeah, I
defected
think
to the
the one
Night
from-
Lords. He's from the card game.
Ooh. Yeah, I was thinking of what's the name from the Iron Warriors book, and I think also in the Ultramarines novels, because he
Monster?
falls to Slanesh before redeeming himself.
Oh no, that's not Iron Warriors.
God. How in the name of hell is the new COD game 216 gigabytes?
Natjoy, thank you for becoming thank you for becoming a member.
For which game?
Call of
COD
Duty.
Blop 6.
Oh yeah, that doesn't
So
surprise me.
Yeah, I didn't get to play it at the convention, sadly, because there was barely any games at Wars Many Games and Comic Con. But as I have Game Pass, I get it. I can play for free. But it just downloaded the main game is 260 gigabytes. I mean, Destiny 2 is 169. Forza 5's 140. Starfield's 106. Halo Infinite's 103. Final Fantasy 14's 110. No,
Because
those
you're
except for
downloading
216.
all of Warzone.
Yeah.
That would do it. So I've not touched a COD game since the original Modern Warfare 2, back when you had the squeakers and all the rest on the Xbox Live comms. It was a time.
That really was a time.
People are saying, some weirdo saying you wouldn't survive a Modern Warfare 2 Call of Duty lobby. Bro, you couldn't
I was
survive it.
there.
I was fucking
I
there.
was there.
I was
Yeah.
there.
Do not speak the deep magic to me, witch. We were there when it was spoken.
Laughing Nook, thank
You're
you for the
talking
thank you for the follow.
You're literally talking to greybeards right here. I mean, I'm a fucking dreadnought at this point in the fandom.
As I sit here as a veteran of Astartes. Sounds great for my headache. What chapter are the guys who had the winged helmets? Do you understand how little that narrows it down? If you
Yeah,
want to be
that's
more
a lot of
specific,
shot.
Are you talking
Wings.
about in Space Marine 2? That'd be the Honor Guard.
if you're thinking more like the wings that stand up on their helmets, it's probably the Dark Angels
Or one of their successors.
or one of their many successors.
Yeah. Because they all
Lesser
like
unforgiven.
that. They all like that medieval knight.
One debt to society
Oh.
later.
Yeah, like Teutonic Diasec.
Yeah.
Like the whole historical Richard Bruters that the Teutonic Order had. They had those winged helmets and all that sort of
Yeah.
stuff.
That was Vietnam on the Xbox 360. I am the Lorax. I speak. I'm the Lorax. I speak for the trees, and for some fucking reason, it's speaking in barely audible 12-year-old.
Oh,
And also don't forget, there is always Linkin Park or something, or a bit of Sum 41 playing on a tinny, horrible microphone, just because they
With,
can't be bothered to mute.
One debt
with
to society
someone
later.
screaming in Spanish in the background.
Yes. I think that's much for me because I was in the UK, but yeah, some of the most creative insults I've ever heard. I mean, if you want to cast vicious mockery in a D&D game, just go to YouTube and listen to some of the insults that were cast out in a Halo
yeah.
or COD lobby.
For the UK, it probably wasn't Spanish. Instead, it was probably something like Welsh or Cornish you hear in the background.
Yeah, well, that would have been me. So if that was the case,
But right now,
telling people to carry Gravi, literally go scratch your ass.
for all the people joining in, we're building my favorite kind of Space Marine, Chapter Apothecaries.
Ooh.
Apothecaries are my
Nice.
favorite kind of Space Marine. I love them to death. Dawn of War, I do spam the fuck out of them because I just like
So what you-
hearing. I like hearing their voice lines.
So what you're saying, boss, is the apothecary I have on my docket right now, I need to name after you.
Yeah, I like my favorite kind of Marine is the Apothecary. I like playing them in Death Watch. I love playing the Medic for Black Crusade games. I just like being a support class.
I've always wanted to play Deathwatch, but has never been able to get a group together to do it.
It's pretty hard to get people to into the percentile
FFG.
system. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not as intro friendly certainly as say Basic 40k or some of the other game modes as well, because it's quite involved. You have to be very aware of the mechanics before you can really get into it, which can be like for me that's a bit of a barrier for me because I just don't have the spoons really to learn that whole system without being handheld throughout the entire thing.
Do I have any videos on the Night Lords? Yes, check my Legions playlist on TikTok. And I do have a Trader Legions guide on YouTube that goes into their rules and special units, and a Primarch guide that does talk about the famous Conrad Kurz. Mods, he's having a death vision again. Put him in the chair.
What?
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 Conrad Kurz is having the death visions again. Put him in the chair.
Oh. Yeah. But I don't want to be in the chair.
Too bad, Conrad. I don't want you stabbing Dorn in the eyes again.
He liked it.
He liked it!
No.
I'm planning to start doing a 40k, and I'm thinking on doing Death Guard. Is it a good idea? If you want to do Death Guard, do Death Guard. How Death Guard play is that they want to be a slow, creeping sickness on the battlefield. You are using your special ability to essentially push your opponent back constantly. Because if they're sitting inside your aura of effect, they are taking a hard -1 to their toughness, which is real bad.
And I believe that gets worse as the battle goes on.
It gets the area of effect gets larger.
Right, that.
So, like, you want to be constantly pushing up. So if you're into playing War of Attrition where you are constantly on the move, like a slow move, that is perfect. Like, they're the best at that. It's all about keeping that pressure up on your opponent. They have solid shooting, they are tough. Like, they are really fucking tough. The major downside to them, though, is that they are slow. You are not going to be zipping around the field. They do have units that can do that, but, like, the majority of your army is going to be slowly following those units. But once you get in there, once you get into melee, once you get into, like, mid to close range combat, oh yeah, no, you are going to be absolutely raining havoc.
It's all about keeping the pressure on the opponent for Death Guard.
Do you not have your desk shown for a reason?
Oh, I'm just like,
Okay, sounds good.
Death Guard lethal hits is nice. Oh yeah, no, like having the automatic wounds on 6s, oh, so good. Plus, like, Mortarion is like the second best Primarch in the game right now. So, like, hey, you get a Primarch!
But nothing beats Gazcol.
No, Mortarion pretty handily beats the shit out of him.
Really?
Yeah, no, like, Angron, Mortarion, and Magnus beat the shit out of Gazi 9 times out of 10.
Really?
Yeah.
He gives Gazcol the sniffles.
Because remember, he's Mortarion's tough. He has a 2-up, 4-up, and then he has a Feel No Pain on top of that. Where Gazgul only has Makari's 2+ save, and it goes away on the first fail.
What about Gazcol with a bunch of Mega Knobs?
Then that's not just Gazi going 1v1.
Right.
That adds a whole new dynamic to the fight. If he's got Mega Knobs, Mortarion's gonna have a problem getting through them. Build/paint cam angle. Sure, just give me a sec. There you go. First Apothecary done. He's a Mark 6 Apothecary.
So what you're saying is you literally have a Plague Doctor.
Yes.
If we're all talking about painting, I just finished painting a Big Mech with shock attack gun today.
Oh, beautiful looking model. Pain in the ass to build.
Hey, did you see it in the SFW art section?
Dude, you do lives? I do lives and I stream on YouTube and Twitch. That's right.
Yeah.
I stream. I make content. I am a full-time content creator. I exist for your entertainment.
Oh.
What class are you using on Space Marine 2? I main Bulwark, I second Tactical, and slowly building up Sniper Rifle. But I'm also going to be doing a guide on all the classes in one big video. So stay tuned for that on YouTube. If Mortarion wanted out from under Nurgle, could Isha cure him? Oh, baby, that's a big if. That's a big if. She probably could. I don't know why she would.
Yeah. Also, why would Mortarion even want to be cured at this point?
He does. He wants out. Krusty wants
Really?
off.
Oh.
Krusty wants off the monorail.
He was forced into being for Nurgle anyways, and he hates it.
Yeah, he it is described in Plague War, the book, how Mortarion fucking hates his life. He just hates being a follower of Nurgle. He'll help because like he's forced to, but he fucking hates it.
It's basically like he has like an electric chain around his neck, and every time he disobeys, Nurgle presses that button to turn on the electricity.
Yes, actually.
Yeah.
Because like he's a demon prince of Nurgle. But remember that Nurgle is the one removing the pain that you feel from all the sickness, right? So the second that Mortarion has a thought that disobeys Nurgle, Nurgle knows about it instantly, snaps his fingers, and Mortarion feels the full weight of that pain hit him again.
It's also why anyone who worships Nurgle absolutely hates fighting the Sisters of Silence.
Because they feel all that pain.
All that pain, all the maggots wriggling around in them, their guts moving around and spilling out. They feel it again.
So yeah, Mortarion fucking hates it. It's that sharp contrast of it's a sharp contrast between him and Typhus. Because a lot of people are like, well, if Mortarion hates it, why does Typhus love it? Because Typhus is the kind of guy who's like, I want to decide for myself. I want to do what I want to do. And all I had to do to get that was bow before a plague god and become immune to disease. And, hell yeah, I'm doing that.
And potentially live forever because of that?
Oh, you spoil me, Grandfather Nurgle.
For Typhus, it's literally it's that kind of thing where you go to see your grandfather at a family holiday, and he immediately takes you to like a random toy store or the local shop to get some candy every time he gives him another blessing. He was the favorite grandchild.
As Typhus put it in Plague War, all I have to do to get my freedom is just do as I'm told what I'm told. And then I fuck off for like thousands of years after I'm done. So like, and the reason why he gets away with it is because he's already doing what Nurgle wants. He's going wherever the hell he wants, and by consequence is spreading the disease. So, like, why wouldn't Nurgle reward that?
Yeah. Also, to talk about a comment, this is a touchdown comment, but basically there's Mark 1 to Mark 5 to Mark 6 to Mark 8 to Mark 10. What the fuck happened to Mark 9?
Mark 9 was in development, but then Primaris Marines came out, and all Marines are slowly being upgraded to the much more advanced version of Space Marine, so the Primaris. So there was seen as no point to upgrade to the Mark 9.
And the armor's easier to make.
I mean, I do hope that G-Dubs actually does allow you to keep using some parts of the older armors, whether it's like the Mark 6 studded shoulder pad or things like that, just to keep some of those
you
elements
totally
of
can.
the past.
I measured out the size of the shoulders.
Yeah.
Also,
Ooh,
in the Intercessor pack, there is there are some studded shoulder pads.
Oh, thank God. Thank the
Yeah,
Emperor.
no, you're good. You're good. You can still use the studded.
Yeah, or in the Exorcist book, one of the intercessors wears a Mark 6 helmet.
Oh, cool.
Just because he prefers that helmet over the Mark 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like for instance, chapters like the Consecrators, it's sort of a headcanon, but also it's kind of like within their line of their whole MO. They retrofit armor to fit Primaris, like relic armor, like the Mark IIIs, Mark IVs, that sort of thing.
Yes, Mark 6 helmets are in Space Marine 2.
Excellent. Yeah, because that's the thing that I've... that was a backstory for one of my characters. The first to cross the Primaris Rubicon, or Rubicon Primaris, he kept his Mark 6 studded shoulder pad and kept that on his left shoulder, just as a reminder of his past. So, yeah.
Do any of the traitor Primarchs like Mortarians still care about their sons, or do they not give one anymore?
Depends.
It depends on the Primarch. I know that Lorgar still cares about his sons. Massive asterisks in quotations on that one. Remember, this is the guy that was recounted the story of how the first Possessed Marines came about, the horrific tale of it, and said, yes, this is great. I know that Mortarion... It's weird with Mortarion. There are sons that he still likes. It's just like they're all plague-riddled messes, and he prefers the ones that are like him, like they're reluctant servants, but others who have like fully given in to the Nurgle pus cream-filled sauce, he doesn't like them anymore.
Perturabo gives no fucks.
He never gave a fuck to begin with.
Yeah.
I believe Magnus does care a lot.
Yeah, Magnus still cares. It's just that, like, he's invested in the war, in the Great Game, because he has to be now. So it comes off like he doesn't care. Angron, he never cared. He never gave two shits.
He respected those who tried to fight him, but that was pretty much it.
If I'm correct, Power Armor Mark 1 to Mark 5 lasted a Unification Wars to the Heresy Mark 6 to Mark 8, lasted to M32 to late M41.
No, actually, so I got
it just for Unification, and then
Yeah,
Mark 2 came out afterwards.
Yep. So Mark 1 was Unification Wars to the bringing in of Mars. Mark 2 was early Crusade. Mark 3 was mid Crusade. Mark 4 was end of Crusade into Horus Heresy. Mark 5 is an unofficial Mark of Armor. It is ad hoc.
We have what we can do.
Yeah, it's ad hoc. The idea is that we took multiple different armor pieces from other sets and essentially, like, Frankenstein them onto a piece of armor, and they suck. Like, it's absolute shit power armor. It's the equivalent...
They're still cool, though.
Oh, they're still awesome. I love them. But, like, the idea is that, like, you couldn't repair your armor during the Horus Heresy. And Mark 6, Corvus armor, was supposed to be Mark 5, but what happened was that it was in the testing phase when the Heresy started.
And they needed armor as fast as they can possibly produce it.
Yep. And the advantage of Mark 6 was that it was flexible. It was way lighter than the other versions, but it didn't offer the same kind of quality of protection that Mark 3 and Mark 2 did. And it wasn't as advanced as Mark 4 plate. So it wasn't rare to see, but legions preferred not to use it unless they absolutely had to.
It was very much the style of Baltax as well, because like the Mark III iron armor was designed where most of the armor's to the front. If you look at a Mark III model, you notice on the back they don't have as much armor on the back because they're designed for marching forwards into heavy combat, which during the Siege of Terra was pretty useful.
We have hit a problem.
Oh no.
A small piece fell into the carpet.
Oh no.
Oh no. Which part was it?
Oh, for some reason they have decided that the backpack, the vents on the backpack should be separate.
They separated them?
Yep.
That was a genius idea. Well done, GW design team.
Yep, great job, guys. Now I'm crawling around on my floor.
This is why my workshop floor is cold hard stone.
Yeah. Either the trick I've learned is to, because I've got a very thin rug, is I actually use the mats I used to make my costumes out of, the foam mats, because at least then if they bounce, you can see them.
Yeah, or when you're working on stuff, put a plastic sheeting under your chair and stuff.
Now we're on the floor.
It's a pain in the ass to move around, but yeah, fingers crossed you find it in a second, boss, because that is always a bloody night. You got it?
Got it. Use a flashlight, comb your hand through your carpet.
At least it's not as bad as the time I lost a small piece of my airbrush in the grass.
Hope you enjoyed my ass, by the way, chat. Hope you enjoyed it.
I do.
I was telling the others
I
about
didn't get to see the ass.
how.
Oh well.
I was just telling the others about how one time when I was outside airbrushing because I wasn't allowed to do it inside for the longest time. I lost a piece of my airbrush in the grass. Like it fell. I was taking it off and I dropped it and it fell straight into the grass.
Oof.
And it hadn't been cut in a week. And by the way, this is in the middle of summer down in the deep south, so it is hot. Like I'm getting full on swamp ass.
Fun.
So I am sweating my balls off as I'm on all fours digging through the grass trying to find this little piece of an airbrush.
Did you find it?
I did.
How long did it take you?
1 hour.
Hello, Sherbert Wolf. Nice to see you.
By that point, I decided to call it quits and just go back inside for the rest of the day.
I've heard that in Age of Sigmar, the Great Horn Rat became the 5th Chaos God. I don't know if that's true, or if it even translates to 40k. It does not translate to 40k. Age of Sigmar is its own realm entirely. But yes, the Great Horned Rat was invited into the Great Game because at the beginning of AOS, the elves kidnapped Slaanesh. Somehow they did. And Khorne, Tzeentch, and Nurgle were pretty dumbstruck about what happened and didn't know what to do because they needed 4 players for the Great Game. They needed 4 players for Smash, damn it. And so Nurgle went fishing around for other gods and then found the Great Horned Rat. And he's like, "You're chaotic, right?" "What? You know, like, how to cause problems?" "Yeah."
Yeah.
"Guys, I found our 4th!"
Which, it's even funnier because that Nurgle finding him, because the Great Horned Rat kind of overlaps with Nurgle's old shtick, too.
Yeah, but then eventually Slaanesh got out and started causing problems for Khorne.
As she always does.
As they always do. Hence
Now,
why we got that
like-
big starter box of Khorne versus Slaanesh.
Now, I'm wondering, how does Slaanesh feel about the Great Horned Rat being in the Pantheon now?
Oh, they were pissed. They were pissed. It's like, you didn't come to try and free me, you fucking dicks? You put the fucking rat there? It's like you get home and you find out that your family replaced you with a rat.
It's like, yeah, because I hate you.
Like, Tzeentch was indifferent, Khorne didn't give a shit, and, like, Nurgle was just happy to have someone there to play Smash Bros. With.
Oh, yes.
And it's like-
Smash.
It basically boiled down to, like, Slaanesh, it's great to see you! Why the fuck is there a rat in my seat? We needed a 4th. But don't worry, now that you're back, we were able to afford the Wii U for Smash 4. And who bought that? Khorne? On site, motherfucker.
Let's fucking go.
In terms of power, how's the Great Horned Rat compared to the others? It's a Chaos God.
Yeah.
They're all equal. They're all stupid and equal.
I would think the Great Horned Rat is a bit smarter just because, you know, he's like a god of schemes.
Well, Tzeentch is the god of schemes and magic.
Well, no, but also the Great Horned Rat is because, like, literally, Skaven are like schemes. Yes, yes, good.
Filth. They also like filth a lot.
I don't know.
Right.
Age of Sigmar is weird. I barely know any lore on it. I just know about, like, the small things.
Oh, I'm in the same boat as you.
Like, people are like, what about, like, the Great Horned Rat? And, like, that's, like, the very little things that I know.
One of the things I found really interesting in AOS is that Gork and Mork turned into one universal god called Gork and Morka.
Yep.
Like, they full on Dragon Ball Z fusion danced into one god. Which is just fucking insane.
Do I think 40k will have a 5th Chaos God? No.
No.
Status quo, everybody. Status quo. This is kind of like asking, do you think DC will make sure that Darkseid stays dead? No. It's DC. Poke the character with a spork and wait for them to get up.
Come on. Do something. Do it.
Come on.
Do it, you shit.
Move.
Do it, you shit.
But in all seriousness, which Primarch is the most likely to win a Mario Kart? Jagatai Khan.
Yeah.
He just won't brag about it. He'll just win and walk away. As, like, everyone's arguing about who blue-shelled the other one. Lionel Johnson fucking furiously steaming at Russ as Russ is being a little shit in the back and, like, threw a blue shell because he's like, the worst at the game. Perturabo and Dorn are arguing over who got into, like, 11th and 10th place. Because they're both pretty fucking stupid in, like, their own respective way. Gilliman's happy. He made it to, like, 5th place. He's pretty happy with, like, his build and everything. He's consistent. Fulgrim is at number 2. Like, he always places second to Jagatai. And he fucking hates it.
Perturabo.
I wonder who would be the best Primarch. Which Primarch would be the best at Mario Party?
Oh, easy. Anyone who's good at math. Perturabo, Rogel Dorn, Robuk Gilliman, and Ferris Manus. They would all be amazing at it.
Perturabo refuses to play.
He refuses to play if Dorn's playing.
It's like, we want you to work together. Nah.
Even though the one time they convinced Rogel Dorn and Perturabo to play together on the same team, it was a 2v2, Ferris Manus and Gulliman versus Rogel Dorn and Perturabo. 2 absolutely destroyed Gulliman and Ferris Manus. But then they refused to work together because, and I quote, I felt like I needed to rip his head off the entire goddamn time. Even though we agreed on everything. And Dorn doesn't know what happened. Dorn thought he was being pretty reasonable and polite. You see, this is the kind of questions that I love. I don't like versus questions, but I do like these what-ifs.
So, I'm sorry, Rogel, but I'm afraid your very presence offends me.
He doesn't even say sorry. It's just pure rage. Pure, unfiltered incel rage. Quiet and seething.
Like that.
Speaking of how truly terrifying would Purdy and Dorn be if they could get along? Oh, you would never break them. They would be the unstoppable duo.
If those two worked together in the Heresy, it didn't matter what side they were on, everyone else would lose.
Yep. Because you gotta remember, Perturabo, despite all of his problems, he is efficient. He is cool, calm, collected efficiency. The reason why you don't go... When you want to plan a campaign to its full completion, you go to Perturabo, not Dorn.
One debt to
If you want to
society
build
later.
the greatest fortress to play a war of attrition, you go to Dorn.
If you want to break that fortress, you go to Purdy.
Yeah. These two, like, Perturabo will perfectly calculate how to run a campaign from the deployments to everything, down to the bullet that you use, like the amount of bullets you need. Dorn will build the best fortress, and yes, you'll eventually break that fortress, but now you have nothing to go to the other 12. That's the idea. And if you put those two together, the perfect offense with the perfect defense, it's the unstoppable force meets the immovable object and working together. And, like, it's the true tragedy that they would have been perfect together, but their personalities were just so fucked from each other that, like, they could never get along. Because Perturabo was a paranoid brat, and Dorn was a brick of a human being. Who
With no emotional empathy.
He embodied the walls he built, brick by brick.
Yep. And both of these guys are done.
So, I had this idea, right? This is my headcanon for how the Emperor got his power.
Okay.
He's invited to a strip poker night with the Chaos Gods.
Are you sure?
Like an actual actual game of strip poker with the Chaos Gods. That's how the Emperor got his power, I feel like. And then the rules were Slaanesh had to keep putting on everyone else's clothes.
Slaanesh shows up. Slaanesh, everyone has to play strip poker, but Slaanesh has to play strip poker in reverse.
Oh, no. Surely what they should be playing is Paradox Billiards, Belstronian Roulette, Fourth Dimensional Hypercube, Chess Strip Poker.
We can just say Duel Monsters.
Man, the way you said that, it's almost as complicated as that one town in Wales.
I think Vulcan would be the best. I think Vulcan would be the best chef. Actually, surprisingly, the best chef is Gulliman. He learned how to cook.
Is that because he lived on a planet that allowed you to actually have to cook things other than just for survival?
Yeah. All the other Primarchs, like, knew how to cook, but they didn't know, like, how to cook. So, like, they knew, like, how to cook meat and make sure, like, meat wouldn't kill you. But, like, it's Gulliman that, like, learned how to cook.
Best way to describe it is the food from the other Primarchs, bar maybe one or two, is food that you would eat to live. Gilliman's cookery is the kind of thing you live to eat it. Literally, that is something you will willingly starve yourself to have that meal because you want to enjoy every single morsel of it. You don't want to waste a single bite.
The Khan probably would make a damn good fire. Oh. No. That's Vulcan. G-Man is only scared of one thing. What's that? What's Gulliman scared of?
If they say it's Ivrain in an angry mood, I'm very impressed.
Oh, add Vulcan and Ferrus Manus as their two people who were master craftsmen and inventors would be a crazy quartet. So actually Ferrus Manus and Vulcan disagreed on how forging should be. Ferrus Manus was very much the usefulness of the tool begins and ends where it is used. He actually didn't understand why Vulcan went out of his way to pretty up weapons. Like, he found...
Perturabo also loved making things as well.
Yep. No, his mother. Oh, yeah, no, he is scared of his mom.
Yeah. I'm just picturing his mom dragging him out on his ear.
Gulliman! Oh, no.
Oh no.
What's this I hear about you downing yourself again? Mother, please.
It's not even Gilliman, because Gilliman is his last name.
Rabute? No, it'd be the full name.
It'd be the full name. Whatever his middle name is, it's like Rabute Francis Gilliman.
Sam's comment made me curious. In a perfect scenario, what position is all the Primarchs perfect for? So a lot of people theorize that the Primarchs are going to be like members of the Imperial government or put into institutions that like they would excel in. Like Conrad Kurz was supposed to be like the Lord Judge of all the Imperium. Like he was supposed to be like, if you had like a Supreme Court, he's the guy above the Supreme Court. Sanguinius was going to be like the poster boy of the Imperium. Gulliman was going to be the statesman. Dorn, the architect. Perturabo, the...
logician.
Yeah. So on and so forth. The problem is, there was no place for them when the Great Crusade was over. There was no plan for them. They were all going to die.
Really?
Except for probably Rabute, but that was it.
Yeah, with the exception of probably Rabute and Magnus, because Magnus was going to be used for the Webway. Like the Golden Throne and the Webway. Ferrus Manus also said he couldn't teach Vulcan anything, which made Big E smile. Yeah, because, like, what was Ferrus Manus going to teach Vulcan? They had two very differing opinions. Hello, Twice
Two very different theories on how to do things.
Yeah. Though the Salamanders, Raven Guard, and Iron Hands were very tight-knit. Just because they didn't agree on how to conduct war doesn't mean they didn't get along very well. Like, surprisingly,
Yes.
right after Fulgrim, Korax and Vulcan were Ferrus Manus' best friends. It's just that, like, Korax and Vulcan knew that he had a temper and they couldn't temper it.
Temper.
Have you lost your temper, Rabute?
Ha! Aw, are you angry, Blueberry? Shut the fuck up.
He kept that shit-eating grin until he shows up and literally punches through a window to come get him. Like, hello, dog. You pissed me off.
It is fucking wild. I finally was able... So, finally was able to get Godblight, by the way.
Oh, nice.
I'm listening to it right now, and I'm like, oh, baby, let's go. Let's finally dig deep into what happened, and, like, where this, is it the Emperor truly, or is it, like, the warp entity known as the Emperor possessing Guilliman in this book? Let's get deep into it. Let's listen. And I got through chapter 2 today. And ooh, baby. That is some spicy shit that happens in the book at the start. Like,
That is the next need to read, actually.
essentially Guilliman does a thing and it pisses off the Grey Knights.
Ooh.
Like-
He's like, and
like-
what are you gonna do about it?
No, it's, you are my general, you are my Lord Commander, but know that you have taken steps that you cannot walk back, and you are walking a very dangerous line. You will not be hearing from us for a while.
Damn.
That is line for line from a captain of the Grey Knights.
Damn.
And they left quietly. Like, Captain Felix says, we didn't see them for the rest of the campaign.
I have a question for you. Does Guilliman still have his Custodes Guard? Like, are they still protecting him?
They're
It's not mentioned
around.
in the Codex.
They're around, but it's more along the lines of, like, they're in the fleet somewhere, no one knows where.
Ah, so the
'Cause-
Euphoroi.
Guilliman prefers the company of the Vitrix Guard.
Yeah.
Because, like,
Yeah.
as Guilliman puts it, Custodes aren't much for conversation, and they're kind of fucking boring.
I mean, that depends on the Custodes.
It does, but remember that the Custodes hate Space Marines and Primarchs. So it's very much a situation of, we're only protecting you because you're the son of the Emperor and nothing more.
Yeah.
And if I wasn't the son of the Emperor, fuck yourself.
Oh fuck! Which Custodes book was it? I think it was Watchers of the Throne. Actually, it was either Watchers of the Throne or Carrion Throne. Where the main character in that just has like really long, deep philosophical conversations with the Sister of Silence. Entirely in thought mark too, which I think is really cool.
Apologies, I did get back. What was it Guilliman did to the Grey Knights? It's not what he did to the Grey Knights, it's an action that he took to try and figure out what Mortarion's doing in the books.
Yeah.
The Dark Imperium series, which is Dark Imperium, Plague War, and Godblight, is basically Gulliman versus Mortarion, and Gulliman trying to figure out what Mortarion's doing, while Mortarion is trying to corrupt Ultramar and bring it into Nurgle's realm. And essentially, Gulliman's trying to figure out why and how he's doing it.
It must make Pestiliax.
Yeah, it must make Pestiliax. But essentially, they bring in a daemon host. So it's a person that's, like, possessed. And this, like, ties back into a different book where Felix, captain of the 11th Ultramarines Company, was protagonist of it. And essentially, like, his forces, like, arrested this demon host. And Gulliman essentially interrogates it with the help of librarians, the Brotherhood captain, and a Eldar Farseer of Ulthwé. So, like, that was fun to learn. He learns what he needs to learn, but it's from a Tzeentch demon, so take it with a pinch of salt. And what happened was so horrific and so out of left field that the Grey Knight captain just basically told him, yeah, no, fuck you. Like, that pissed off.
Like, there will be consequences, and they will be coming. We just won't tell you when, but they will be coming.
Yep.
Imagine there's a book where the Grey Knights try and kill Gilman.
No, they send the Custodes after him.
It's implied that, like, the Grey Knights just don't want to be around that. Because, like, it feels like Gulliman's throwing caution to the wind. And that they're not going to follow him into that suicide trip. So the Red Exorcists can do that, but the Primarchs can't. Oh, the Eldar would have done it. The problem wasn't interrogating the demon host. The problem was the reason for it, and as well as, like, him getting emotional. Is from what I understand about the conversation. And as well as, like, everyone telling Gulliman, don't interrogate the demon. Like, there's no point to it. It's going to lie to you. But Gulliman's like, I literally have no choice. Like, I have to do this. The reason why the Exorcists get away with it is because it's part of their
duties.
Part of their duties. Like, they have to be possessed and then exorcised the demon, so that way they understand how demonic possession works.
And if I remember correctly, them and the Inquisition work... Actually, no, I shouldn't say work, because the Inquisition created the Exorcist. They also do a lot of research into the warp and demon engines and stuff like that.
Yep.
Because their souls are considered quote-unquote pure because of that, they can't be corrupted again.
How many Grey Knights would it take to kill Gilliman? I don't fucking know.
I don't know.
Like, Felix described standing beside the captain as, like, an ice-cold chill coming from him. But Gulliman seemed not affected. So, like, whatever power the Grey Knights have, it wouldn't affect Gulliman that much. And he'd probably just, like, chop them down.
Yeah, I mean, they could try some psychic capabilities on him, but... yeah, they would need the Custodes to take out Gilliman. There's no way, unless they dropped the entirety of the Grey Knights, or maybe half of the Grey Knight Order, Gilliman eventually would push through the lot of them.
And the Custodes, aren't gonna be killing Gilliman unless he turns traitor.
Can you even permanently kill a Demon Primarch? Yes, in the Warp. It turns out that you can kill demons permanently in the Warp, or you have a Psychic Blank, or something like the power that the Emperor has to permanently destroy a demon.
As per what happened to Horus.
As per what happened to Horus. It is possible, but just because it's possible doesn't mean it's easy. Because remember, these are warp entities, and these are Primarchs. They are not going to go quietly into the night. Considering how Mortari did against Gilliman, how do you think the other traded Primarchs would do? Gulliman is a competent fighter. He's very competent. But when it came to, like, the other Primarchs, I could see him very handily handing Lorgar his shit. If Lorgar wasn't cheating. But then again, what is honor to a traitor? I'm thinking about building a demon army. How many Nurglings is too many Nurglings? Tabletop-wise, I think you can only bring, like, 6 units of them. But, in my opinion, there's never enough.
Never.
Gulliman's Sword can technically permakill a Primarch. Technically. But, that comes down to a lot of other key factors. I get the duty, but how can the Grey Knight say anything to him without immediately being done in? It's... How do I put this? Gulliman wants people to be honest with him. Being honest with him is not going to get your head lopped off. It's if you're being an insufferable, insubordinate little prick.
Hello, Mateus.
But yeah, no, like the Grey Knight could tell him off because the Grey Knight is being honest with him.
Gulliman values counsel above all else.
Yeah. What if Gulliman turned traitor? Then he'd
We
go...
actually have this.
If he turned traitor, the custodians in his fleet would try to kill him.
Yeah, I mean, if you're referring to in actual law as it stands, yeah, he would not get off his ship. The custodians would know and would slice him up pretty quickly. I mean, although they would have the entirety of the Ultramarines and the successor chapters of the Ultramarines there possibly as well, the custodians are designed specifically to deal with Astartes and Primarchs. Not to mention they have the knowledge.
At the end of the day, it would come down to who's writing the story.
Yeah, that too.
Like,
Yeah.
I would if I was writing it, I would be in favor of Gulliman because I'm a horrible shill for my Blueberry. But, yeah, no. What chapters do I run? I run for my Loyalists Ultramarines for 30k, a Ultramarine Successor chapter, in 40k, and I also play Black Legion, Thousand Suns, World Leaders, but my wife took my World Leaders. I play Orcs, and I play Sisters of Battle. If Dorn returns, do you think he would have had the Big E Claw? I think it'd be cool if he had the Claw. I think it'd be cool.
I'm all curious now, boss. Is your wife ever going to get a white top to have a giant red handprint on it when she's playing with the World Eaters?
No.
No.
I want that tattoo.
Interesting, though, about the way Manus and Vulcan make stuff, because I wonder if one translates over to the machine spirits of the things they make. So Manus' stuff would be a blend of functional black and white spirits, while Vulcan's... that's not how that works, I think, but...
I mean, big thing to consider as well is the concept of a machine spirit wasn't really a thing by the time those Primarchs were around. It was mentioned in the Mechanica book, which I think was the 6th novel of the Horus Heresy, that machine spirits weren't really thing, because there's a question where one of the tech priests, or one of the big tech Vegases, asks one of the protagonists in the book, what happens here with a general flick of a switch? And they give it the cold physics answer that you get in high school or middle school about how electrical currents connect between the 2 points, causing this to function. And they explain how there's a cult growing within the canon where they believe that this is not simply due to simple physics, this is a spirit of a machine that's going, and as people believe it more and more, it will gain that capability. So back then, they wouldn't really have had it as such. Maybe Ghost of the Machine kind of feelings now and again, but you wouldn't have had certainly the machine spirit that we know and associate in 40k at this point.
How how do I think the Imperium would have ended up if Vulcan returned instead of Guilliman? Nowhere near nowhere near as good as it is right now. Vulcan is not Guilliman in any way, shape, or form. He is not the kind of person the Imperium needs. He is very much... He's kinder than a lot of his brothers. He's way more empathetic to the people of the Imperium. But the problem is, he has a very hard time looking at the bigger picture. And he was not built for the kind of statescraft and politicking that needs to be done. He is a goddamn hammer.
You would literally have torn the Imperial Creed apart on day one, as opposed to Guilliman, who allowed the stakes. He knew that if he did that, it would destabilize the entire Imperium if he got rid of the ecclesiarchy.
It comes down to Guilliman is the Primarch that the Imperium needs, not what they want.
So what would happen if Vulcan returned now with the return of Lionel Johnson and Guilliman already happening?
It would be hard for him. The last time we saw Vulcan was that he was in a massive depressive espresso episode, and he just kind of self-exiled himself, and he genuinely just didn't want to help the Imperium until he was forced to. Because he felt like he didn't have a place in it. So it would come down to either Lionel Johnson or Guilliman telling him to get off his ass.
Probably Lionel Johnson, if we're thinking about it right.
If it were up to me, it would be Lionel telling him to get off his ass. And not like out of like a cruelness of you're being a piece of shit, shut the fuck up. It's, brother, I understand, but we need to do this. Like, I get it. I do. And Guilliman, because Guilliman would be like, no, he just needs time. He just needs, like, to be alone, that kind of thing. Where Lionel would be like, hold my fucking sword, I'm gonna go get him.
He just walks through the forest and just drags him through the forest.
Yep. The problem with Guilliman is that he's also empathetic. He also, like, it was described by Lionel Johnson, that's what makes him weak. Is that he's way too compromising and way too understanding. Because he wasn't willing to go above and beyond to get what needs to be done. But now that we've seen Lionel come back and his personality has shifted to a much more reasonable, understanding individual who recognizes that his way of going about things was wrong, I think he would be perfect to convince Vulcan to get off his ass. If Vulcan were to return. Like, I think this is how it should be. Guilliman and Lionel should be, like, on each side of Imperial Nihilus and Imperial Sanctus. And Leman Russ should come back to Guilliman. Vulcan should come back to Lionel. And because Leman Russ will be, like, that kind of go fucking get him kind of personality that Guilliman kind of needs. And Lionel will be the kind of encouraging brother that Vulcan needs. As well as, like, showing just how far Lionel Johnson has come and how far Guilliman has come compared to, like, their two new brothers that have come back. Lord of Rights, hello.
What side is Nocturne on? Is that in Sanctus or on
It's on Sanctus. I think the worlds that are on the side of the Great Rift. Let me take a look. Show me the map. Show me the map. Open a new tab. Let's zoom that shit in. Ball is on the other side. So Blood Angels are on the other side. Walker Lewis, thank you for the sub. Yeah, no, the first founding, it's just the Blood Angels.
Okay.
Everyone else on the other side.
Yeah, because it's Chogoris was attacked. I know that, but that's still to be decided, which is for the White Scars.
Yeah, Chagoris is
So they
like
could be-
near the Maelstrom, so like they're staring directly at the Maelstrom in the center of the galaxy. But yeah, like Macragge, Nocturne. Where's the Raven Guard?
One debt to
Deliverance.
society later.
Hell, even Fenris. Like, Fenris is right beside it, but, like, nah, they're fine. It's only Ball that's on the other side.
One debt to society
Yes, sir.
later.
Dante.
Is there any info on what machine spirits truly are? They are bits and pieces of the Void Dragon. Yeah,
AI, essentially.
One
let
debt to
that
society
sink
later.
in. Let that sink in. Bits and pieces of the Necron Catan, known as the Void Dragon, are inside
to
each
society
and
later.
every vehicle of the Imperium.
You know, it makes me think of there's when the Drukhari had their big revamp back in
One debt to
I
society
think it was like
later.
2010, something like that. There was one particular Drukhari mistress who was like a big commander. She was a well-renowned weaponsmith, and she made all these amazing weapons that a lot of the other houses would demand or commission her to make. But she played a very special ploy. She designed every single weapon that they have to suddenly fall apart or break at the activation of a switch they had, and they couldn't spot this. So when she decided to pull a coup across all these people when she invaded them, she literally just flicked a switch and all their weapons just stopped working. And so her own house then just came in and just wiped out resistance, then took over all those areas, and just in a single coup just had a logarithmically increased all of her power because she was able to do that. I could see something like the Void Dragon could easily do that if it had the capability to do so, with all those things, whether it's everything from a Imperator Titan right down to Alaska.
Do I reckon Clone Fulgrim will ever return, or is he just in Trazen's jar forever? He's in Trazen's fuck jar for the rest of his life. Trazen's collection is where characters that GW doesn't know what to do with but doesn't want to kill goes to be forever trapped.
Like the one Cadian general.
Castellan Creed. Creed! I hit Imperator Titans in bushes.
Yeah.
For those
That wasn't a fucking dumb rule I hated.
For those that don't know, back in 5th edition Imperial Guard, Castellan Creed had an ability where he could just pick a unit in his army and say, I'm infiltrating that. And infiltration back in 5th edition was that a unit just had to be in a piece of terrain. So what you do is that you take a Titan, doesn't matter what size, and you just put it in a bush. Infiltrate!
I hated that
Post
rule.
combat warlord
I hated
titan.
it.
Infiltrate!
Yeah, giant chain fists.
So everyone hated Creed.
And now his
Oh, yeah,
daughter's
look
doing
at-
all the business.
Yeah, I don't remember what she does. Let's take a look. She is not as broken as her dad was back in 5th edition, I can tell you that much.
Thankfully.
Thank God! She's still good, though. She's, like, really, really good if you're running a Cadian army. Ursula Creed. Lord Castellan. She can give up to 2 different orders at the same time. To a single unit. Oh, nice. And once per battle, 1 regiment unit from your army within 12 of this model can be targeted with a stratagem for 0 command points, even if another unit from your army has already been targeted with that stratagem this phase. Change that to reduce a stratagem by 1 command point. That is how these abilities work now. You still don't want her in close combat like many other Imperial officers. Still seems like he might be able to be convinced to do something. Maybe. Hey, Aramis. It's just a chill and chat stream tonight because I am exhausted and tired and sad. I've been dealing with a lot of personal stuff at home.
Chat, this is your time. You must send virtual hugs immediately to boss.
Empty out his throne.
Yeah, so basically, for those that don't know, that those aren't in the loop, my local community of 40k has not been treating me very well, and it's kind of been really depressing. And it's because, like, I got roped into drama that I had no knowledge of, nor wish to be a part of, all because I ran an event. And it sucks!
It's always great when you end up being the pinball.
Yep, it was brutal and depressing, and I just...
Yeah.
I know how that feels. I used to do World of Warcraft RP, and I was used as a complete scapegoat for all of the the Moonguard server's problems. Basically, I just been around for a little while after I came back after a hiatus, right? I'm playing a dwarf, and my character spits on someone, and apparently then I become the whole villain of the server. So I kind of know how it can kind of feel, boss.
Yeah,
You're
so
right there?
yeah, I'm fine. Just like looking at stuff. What the fuck? Sorry, just like 2 people joined in. One person friended, like tried to send me a friend request. 2 others I can't even look at. I think they like left the server.
Don't be that guy. Don't join and immediately send a friend request.
Yeah, don't be that guy. I do not accept those. Earning tables for game space battles. What?
Yeah, what?
Are any table... I don't know what you're trying to say here, Knight.
Does any table game for space battle? Are you using Google Translate Night too?
Speed. I keep forgetting to join the Discord. It's there! Just remember to put the link in a different browser. Your videos turn my this looks neat attitude about 40k into an actual interest. I'm glad. Still seems like you might be able to be... yeah, so... Shabazz love minions. It's just been rough, guys. It's just been like a rough It's been a rough week. It will get better. The store owners are not happy with how I'm being treated, and they're working like together to make a letter. It's just you sit here and you gotta wait, and waiting is the worst.
You let your mind consider all the scenarios, which are always worse and worse, which in reality is not what's going to happen, but it does tickle your mind.
Yep.
Am I blessed or cursed not to have any sword drama at the stores I've been to?
What is my favorite race to play tabletop? Chaos.
Bless.
I like Chaos. Bada bing, bada done. Welcome to the server, Salty.
Quick question, boss. Do Chaos aspiring champions still have to 1v1 people in combat like they used to do in 6th edition?
Aspiring champions are not playable anymore.
That shows how long it's been since I played.
Yeah, so like they're not a playable unit in 40k anymore.
Because that was always fun where literally, if you had an aspiring champion, it didn't matter where they were. If there was an independent character or
and in 10th edition, there
is
is no challenges anymore either.
No, because that was great. It's like, I challenge you to a duel, sir. Just
in Horus Heresy, it's back full force.
Ooh.
Yeah, like Angron has to challenge. Like it's part of his rules. He has to. But the upside for him doing that is that he gets to pick who he fights. And in what order. Though the restriction to that is if there's a Primarch in the combat, he chooses the Primarch first. Because he has to assert dominance.
T-posing with Godchild and Godfather.
You will
So-
know my pain! Sorry.
I just saw it on the stream. It's hilarious.
Nah, English is not my native language. French is. Are you trying to ask, like, Are you trying to ask, is there spaces for, is there tables or a space that I could play in? Not really. Unless I want to play at home, and I don't have terrain at home. I'm literally, like, doing, like, a budget hammer. We got, like, books and stuff.
So, Golden Throne, we must send boss terrain.
Also, I have a boss. I have a 3D printer, so if you want terrain for your own home, I can print it out and send it to you.
I don't want to tell anyone where I live.
That's fair.
The only person that I trust to know where I live is Farva. But that's because I've known him longer than everybody, so it's just like...
Fully
fair.
understandable and fully fair.
You're very fair.
It's nothing
me,
against nothing against anyone
yeah.
else. I want to make it perfectly
Yeah.
clear.
Believe me, if I knew boss's address, I'd be like sending him like random like eBay finds every couple months.
Send the terrain to him to send to you? What? I think he was asking more for Battlefleet Gothic. Battlefleet Gothic doesn't have official rules anymore.
Yeah, it's like out of production.
I mean, when was BFG last? I think the last time a BFG model was released, because that was part of the Gothic War long before the 13th Crusade was even written. When
Let's see.
Yep,
So
everything's like
so-
fucking downloadable PDFs. God
Yeah, so,
damn.
So Battlefleet Gothic was in production from 1999 to 2013. What's your answer?
Yeah, these are old, dude. These are fucking old. Drive by complimenting you, Rock. Thank you. Surprise gifts is a throne thing. Yeah. Mentioning the throne is the biggest threat Wolfen can do. It's the biggest threat all of you can do, and I'm just like... I'm so drained and exhausted, like... I can't even react to it anymore because I'm just so tired. Like, y'all are just like, we're gonna buy you all this stuff, and I'm like, please stop. And they're like, no! And I have no reaction. I just sit here like, thank you very much, I appreciate you. But at the same time, god damn it. Why do you do this?
I mean, for some people like me, gift giving is a love language, like saying we really appreciate you. You know.
I get it. I get that. Do I know anything about Archaon and AOS, or is he not part of the small amount of knowledge? Oh, no. Chaos I know everything about in AOS. Mostly because it's like, I only need to know, like, the 4 things that I already do know, and Abaddon's counterpart. / equivalent. Hell yeah. I know about Archaon. I also know about his...
Actually, also in fantasy, I believe he actually had Archon had Abaddon had 2 counterparts. One was Wolfric, and the other was Archon.
Yeah.
Archaon.
Wolfric got fucking slaughtered by Archaon.
Yeah, I wish that didn't happen because Wolfric's my boy, but
do I think Archaon could beat Abaddon? No. Archaon is self-made, just like Abaddon is, but it's the difference between I have a gun and you're a fucking peasant. Oh no, you're like a paladin of conquest from D&D, while I'm sitting here like as like several fucking other things. Ooh, you're so scary, Archaon. The only thing I could see giving Abaddon a lot of trouble is the dragon. And even then, that's like, Drachnien, have fun. Swoop. Did Space Marines use bows and arrows, or is that fan-made? That's fan-made.
Yeah.
Boss, I'm in jail. Can you bail me out? It's Stiglitz, by the way, please. What the fuck? Why are you in jail? What did you do? And no, I can't bail you out because you don't live in the same country as me. Unless you're joking with me, which in that case, well, you stay in joke jail. Fuck you.
Oh, apparently, actually, Wolfric wasn't killed by Archon. He was killed by Bolton.
Oh. Joking. Laughed my ass off. Ah, okay. Granted, it was...
No, Harold. Sorry, good.
How do you have a phone in jail?
Wait. Is one of the viewers from jail?
No, Stiglitz was just being a jokester.
Ah.
Being a funny lad. Depending on what you did to go to jail, I'll still not bail you out.
Because I believe in minimum security prisons, you can actually have.
Why do you have my face as your profile picture still, guy?
That is a recipe for disaster. I highly recommend that changes.
Yeah, please change that. Please change your profile picture. We have it as a reaction now, but like, could you please change the profile picture?
Wait. Oh god, it's just so perfect. Okay, I'll change it.
Thank you. Nothing against you. It's just like, I don't need. If you do something, I don't need to get in shit for it.
No, that's only the server profile because as I have Nitro, I can have several different like server profiles.
But as well, like, I don't want people
server.
getting confused. It's like, wait, you're not.
Yeah.
Wait, you're
No, I
not
mean,
the. You're
not
not
let-
announcer of games. You're not the owner of the server.
No.
I think the other way around is if you give him a giant mustache and a top hat.
Okay, I'll do that. Hold on, give me a moment.
I actually
gonna
do
go
own a
look at
top hat.
Okay, new stretch goal. We need to see the top hat.
Get them.
Years
Fuck
ago.
it. Okay,
So for my high school graduation, I demanded that I have a top hat. 'Cause,
Wait,
like,
boss, can you let me? So here's the thing. I'm not in my computer. I'm in my phone, and it's not letting me change to the gift that I usually use. Can you wait till tomorrow that I'm gonna be home when I change it?
yeah, that's fair. Like I said, you just need to change it back when you can.
Yeah, obviously, sure.
Yeah.
Wait, hold up. You added this to a reaction? I need to see that shit. Hold up.
But yeah, so I demanded for my graduation that I get to wear a top hat, and my mom and dad agreed. So I got a top hat for graduation.
Good man.
I was a dapper as fuck man. I was also probably the only sober one at my graduation.
That's always amazing because when you're the sober one, you have all the memories, and everyone now has a camera phone these days. But back when I was a student, that wasn't really a thing. The iPhone was only 3 years old, so I
Here
went
it
around
is.
with like.
Hold on, I'm gonna
camera.
post it. I'm gonna post it.
Wait, it's not in. That's a lot, boss. It's not in there. It's not in the. It's not in the reactions.
I'm gonna. This is young
It's
me.
not there.
Young
Oh
me, chat,
With the little flowers.
with the little flowers.
Wait,
This-
Only person expressed to now.
Oh my god, that's you!
At least it's not coated in the cat isn't coated in mercury.
You know-
Here's me in a top hat, chat. Here's
What
me
are
being
distinguished-
dapper.
We need the audio from like what a distinguished gentleman.
Why does he remind me of like Lex Luthor?
Oh,
Because I look pissed in this picture. But yeah, I wore a top
I
hat to
think-
grad.
It's like when
I wanted a
Yeah,
cane.
when-
I wanted like a cane too for it, but my parents said no, and I'm like, you will
no pimp king.
you will regret this.
Oh. Yeah.
okay. So, boss, yeah, you didn't add the.
Let's see.
You did not add it to your like the emojis. It's not in there.
Oh fuck, it's not.
Yeah.
Shit. Okay, I'll figure out what to do to get that in the emojis for later.
Was it
All in
so
good
good
time.
that you're
All
gonna
in good
turn it to emoji?
All in good time.
Yeah.
We need to dig up the maid outfit clips. That's up to you, not me.
Oh god, no, that's
and
cursed.
that point, that's on YouTube because like those Twitch clips are probably long gone.
Wait, did you do streaming with a maid costume?
You did, yeah.
Someone donated like $500 to buy a maid outfit, and we got it, and it was like a size we didn't know Japanese sizing, so their large was a size smaller for me.
Yeah, it's the same here in the UK. Always have to, if I ever get anything for my fiance, I always have to remember to go up a size.
I had to wear shorts underneath the maid outfit. Because, like, if I didn't, oh boy, that'd be an unfortunate TOS violation. It was not a good night.
Oh god damn it! If all of the people in the stream could see like the face of my user in this crowd.
Revy G925. As I said, I am a slut. I do a lot for $100. 500. Let's fucking go. 1,000. Tell me whatever you want, baby.
I mean, let's not forget one of the greatest gamer tags I saw when I was playing D2 about a year or so back is, I'm not gay, but $20 is $20.
Yep.
Wait, I don't get it. Did people just buy more things to the boss in the throne?
I don't think anyone has. And I'm too tired. I'm too exhausted to react to it. Nope, nothing's been updated.
Oh yeah, that's true. But hey, when are you gonna receive the Amazon Fire TV?
We received it today.
Oh really?
Yeah, it was sat on top of my my 40K box, propped up against my front door. What's your shirt? I may be wrong. My shirt says I may be wrong, but I doubt it. My extended family found out that I have a very challenging personality, and so like they kind of like bought me a lot of shirts where it's like, oh, I don't give a shit about your I don't give a shit about your opinion, that kind of stuff. So like they were trying to be like, yeah, let's be cute and give them that, and I'm like, they laugh, but that is genuinely how I feel. And they don't like it when I challenge them now.
Yeah, kind of runs me with my family, even though I'm much more empathetic than the rest of a lot of my family. Yeah. Except they don't give me wacky shirts. They say, go to fucking therapy.
What is therapy? Can you eat that?
I've been to therapy. I went to therapy for like 2 years, and like,
let's see what Mortarion does. I'm curious.
He's real good, but apparently they don't like
therapy.
They don't like that my therapist said basically, yeah, your family's fucking nuts.
Wait,
nice
we
order.
are the
Thanks for following.
problem?
Boss, okay, so I'm having connectivity issues and I cannot search on my phone. I need you to search on your web browser the steel shirt from the Fat Electrician. That would be the perfect shirt for the Blood Ravens. You're gonna understand why.
Yeah, no, that would be.
I'm looking at something right now.
Yeah, I love the fact that you already get what I'm trying to say, brother. It's like the steel shirt from the Fat Electrician.
Alright, Daemon Primarch. All models with the Daemon Primarch unit type have the following special rules. Independent character, Eternal Warrior, Fear 2, it will not die 5+, Bulky 6, and Relentless. In addition, all models with the Demon Primarch unit type always count as a character model. Models with Demon Primarch unit type are not affected by special rules that negatively modify their characteristics, other than wounds, and in addition, models with the Demon Primarch unit type always resolve snapshots at their normal ballistic skill. Ooh. They're immune to fear, cannot be pinned. They automatically pass pinning and regroup tests, and cannot choose to fail morale checks due to our weapons are useless. When a unit that includes one or more models with the Demon Primarch unit type fails a morale check, the unit does not fall back as per the standard rules, but instead suffers D3 automatic wounds, with no saves of any kind allowed. Shit.
Boss?
Hmm.
Do you know what would be the namesake of the not the namesake, like the way that the Blood Ravens work? It's basically to steal, but it's not like stealing,
They
it's actually
don't
to strategically
steal stuff. They don't. I'm tired of that.
No,
game.
listen to this. No, listen to this. Is to strategically transfer equipment to alternate locations. That's what they're doing.
Okay,
That's
Tribe
steal.
Therapy was truly useless to me. He just reminded me of the school counselor who has no idea what they're doing. Finding your therapist is a really hard task because you need to find somebody that is willing to listen to you. And no therapist is perfect. Just like every doctor, no doctor is perfect. It takes a bit to find the person that can really, truly help you. But as well, you also have to learn that they can't help you until you are willing to help yourself. No one can force you into therapy except you. And you can't get help if you're not willing to accept it. Now, as well, that doesn't ignore the fact that like there are just some bad therapists out there, because there totally are. But it's why therapists say that you should go like multiple, or ask the therapist that you're at to refer you to a different one. They are legally bound to do that.
It's
If you
got
wanna giggle,
awfully
boss.
quiet all of a sudden.
Yeah. If you're in a Google Boss, have a check on the capture I did for your top hat picture in the chat.
Yeah, it was something about seeing Lucius. That moment when
Yeah.
Lucius appears next to you when your commander stood after your basilisk scored a direct hit. Staring into their eyes. That's your problem now, motherfucker.
It's like Lucy's like, I can't be bothered to get all the way over to that end of the battlefield. I'm just gonna stand here in the open.
Just wanted to say you're one of the sole reasons I've gotten the Warhammer 40k and I love your content. I'm glad. Would it be possible in Warhammer 40k to have an Orc Space Marine Legion?
That would be fun.
That'd be fun.
So actually, to talk about that, there actually was back in the old days of 40k. There were Imperial orcs, like orcs that fully believed in the cause of the Imperial man. But when eventually, it got more, they got kind of weeded out in like 4th edition.
Promise me is I don't even remember
Aw.
what happened anymore. If my family tells me if I did something when I was younger, I have no memory of it. That's what usually tends to happen with trauma and depresso espresso.
Yeah, just block it out.
What do I
I
think
can
happened?
already
What did you
imagine
think
it.
about what happened to the Dark Angels homeworld? It got blown up because Dark Angels are stupid. And as well as like Time Paradox from Dark Angels in 40k. Ooh boy!
Dum, dum, dum,
Ooh
dum.
boy! That happened! We can't have like fun creative ideas, but we can totally have time paradoxes. Fuck you, Magnus. I think he meant more for the Arcaphane.
I'm actually quite pissed that Cadia fault.
What?
I'm actually quite pissed that Cadia fall. Just so
not.
Abaddon can yeet the fucking fortress to their like forehead into like the pylons.
I'm fine with it getting blown up. We were stuck on Cadia for like over a decade. Fuck Cadia.
Oi!
I'm also a filthy Chaos player. What do you expect?
This sounds like heresy, brother.
I play
Sounds
Thousand
like
Suns!
heresy.
I play Black Legion and Thousand Suns. What do you all expect? Your booze
Brother,
make
prepare the bleach. Brother,
your
prepare the
booze
bleach. We
make
got to cleanse this bitch.
If only the 12 Cadians I was having photographs with on Saturday were present at this moment in time to all collectively gasp.
your booze mean nothing.
Oh.
I know what makes you cheer.
I'm gonna grab bleach, boss, and I'm gonna bleach your whole fucking army, cause I can.
Good luck getting to Canada, motherfucker.
I fucking bet I'm going to Ohio in December. I'm just gonna walk all the way to Canada.
You're gonna
with
walk
a
to
shovel.
wait, you're telling me
I'm
you're
gonna
gonna
be
walk to Detroit, then cross the Friendship Bridge into Windsor, then try and get yourself over to where boss is.
Yes.
Brave but stupid.
I'm gonna be
Do you
dressed
think you could
as a
sum up why
creep.
Big E calls Gilliman a thief and a betrayer as well as the last hope? The Emperor is a shattered collection of memories, ideas, thoughts, and all of them have different, varying reactions to Gilliman. That's the best way to put it. There's no real way to explain it aside from that. And trust me, Gilliman hates him too. It's like a love you too, Dad situation.
I mean, Gilliman's brain just got extremely screwed up after he heard his father's voice all broken up. It's like tool, son, failure, and all that shit. Is like, oh fuck, yeah, I remember this motherfucker now.
So now I remember why I returned to drinking.
You know, boss.
Yeah,
Actually, I was looking through different war bands that are correlated in case you wanted to play War Leaders. And there is actually a Black Legion Coronate war band called the Blades.
I have my own War Leaders. I'm painting them like painting them in their old Legion colors that are being corrupted into their current one.
Oh
Yeah,
I love.
because if you didn't play War Leaders, I was going to suggest Blades of the Spoiler.
Not Blood. Legion. The goal is to get every Primarch. The goal is to get every Primarch for
Gotcha.
40k.
You're gonna buy Sanguinius then?
Sanguinius isn't in 40k.
He's dead.
And God forbid if he ever
Yeah.
returns.
Society later.
Like, I mean, his soul isn't like trapped inside of the Benjo spirit, Benjo spirit.
No,
still?
we know where the Sanguinor comes from now. It's not Sanguinius. During the events of Ruinstorm,
is it
someone else took his place. It was his captain of. It's not Dante. Ruinstorm is a Horus Heresy book. Dante was nowhere near there. Essentially what happened was that a demon on Davin was stopping the Blood Angels, the Ultramarines, and the Dark Angels from getting to Terra. And in order to free them, Sanguinius had to sacrifice himself, as the demon said. But that's not true, because Sanguinius has to go fight Horus. So the Sanguinor, who was essentially Sanguinius' stand-in for when he wasn't around, took the fall for him. The Sanguinor is basically the captain of the Sanguinary Guard from the Horus Heresy. So yes, he's not
Interesting.
Sanguinius. He is Caldor Drago. Like, he's basically Caldor Drago in, like, rules and such.
Of all people, oh god.
Yeah! How does it make you feel, Blood Angels? You have your own version of Caldor Drago. But the stupid thing is, he's gold and has wings.
And he hasn't carved his name into the heart of which
Oh,
one
you're
was
talking about
Mortarion?
Ascalon.
Mortarion. He carved his name
Right.
into Mortarion's heart. Which, by the way, reading Plague War, that's the funniest shit ever, because he's basically doing a Resident Evil 8 with the metal guy going like that fucking boulder puncher. But instead of like boulder puncher, it's that fucking it's that weird ass Grey Knight that jumped on him. Stupid fucking
So, hold up.
Emperor botherer.
Who is the current best swordsman? Sigismund or is it like Sicarius?
What? Sigismund's dead.
But in terms of history, I guess, if to compare, Sigismund would single-handedly destroy Sicarius.
Yeah,
I mean,
like,
you're talking like a god taking on an angel equivalent. There's nothing. If it was, say, Dante versus Sicarius, or possibly Khal Drago versus Sicarius, now that would be more of a close affair.
who's
Or
Khal
Sigismund versus Sicarius.
Who's Khaldor Drago? He is the Supreme Grand Master of the Grey Knights who is currently trapped in the warp.
Wait, how the fuck did Sigismund die? Fucking hell, my brain.
He got
just become
stabbed to
paralyzed.
death by Abaddon.
Yeah,
Because he was
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
He got stabbed to death by
Okay,
Abaddon
yeah.
during the First Black Crusade, and he was an old fuck. And Abaddon was like, and Sigismund's like, I beat you once, I could do it again. And Abaddon says, you needed Garo and Loken for that. And they're not here.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm tired.
Yeah, he was.
Proceeds
He
to
was an old
stab
fuck.
him violently.
Well, rip Sigismund.
I was like, you bore me.
Rip my boy. He got fucking stabbed like it's in Great Britain.
Yep. And I don't feel
Rest in-
bad whatsoever because I do not like Sigismund.
Sigismund.
I
I
do
fucking
not
hate
like
Black
him.
Templars.
Oh, so you're Chaos Worshipper. You Chaos Worshipper.
What the I play Chaos! I
Wait,
play Black Legion,
You
I play
Chaos
Thousand
Worshipper.
Suns.
Go back into your Snellen.
Ah, fuck you. I like your walls. I live in them now. Fuck you.
Orcs are my main, so
I
You
play
know.
Orcs. I play Chaos. I play Imperium. I'm the ultimate hypocrite. For 40k.
I'm gonna play with the. I'm gonna play with a spicy star, aka a nuclear bomb.
Is there any piece of old lore you guys would like to see brought back to modern era? Fuck.
What was the ultimate Titan? The ultimate Titanicus, the one that was taller than the Predator, the one that has the intelligence,
What?
the
You're
AI.
breaking up.
That was fully AI. There was no pilot.
Eh.
There
We-
was in lore. They
Honestly, like,
hello.
I would like Grey Knights to get Anvil Fawn back. That's right. Those who played 5th edition know who I'm talking about. He was the last perpetual.
Damn. Forgot all about that
what
one.
I would like for them to bring back for 40k from the old editions. Tank armor values that differ from
Play
from
Horus
what side you're
Heresy.
attacking it from.
Play Horus Heresy.
No.
Well,
I
then
like my
stop.
orcs.
Stop bitching. You can play Orcs in Heresy. Play play fucking Imperial Militias. Take Beastmen and another ability that improves your close combat. You can play Orcs. Boom.
It's not the same.
I
It's not
don't
the same.
care. I could find it for you. Fuck you. Hold on. It's not the same.
Right. Whilst you're doing that, boss, I'm going to break away on my side. So enjoy the show, folks. Have a good evening. I'll catch you
Have a
all
good night.
next time.
Imperial Militia.
I'm having connectivity issue.
We're in
Ow.
Imperial Militia. Fuck you. I'm looking at stuff. Hold on. You get to pick 2 of these. So, you choose.
See, I like orcs
Feral
for combat.
Warrior. Feral Warriors.
I like orcs for their shenanigans.
Yeah, so listen to what I'm telling you. You pick Feral Warriors. All eligible units and models gain a +1 bonus to their weapon skill for the duration of any player's turn in which they make a successful charge. However, ineligible unit that begins the control of player's assault phase within 12 or more enemy units must charge close to the enemy unit. You have options for upgrading your combat weapon to a chain axe or upgrade to a chain sword. Then, where is it? Where is it? You take Abhuman Muster. Feral Warrior's an Abhuman Muster. Because Abhuman Muster gives you +1 to your strength. And -1 to your ballistic skill. Fuck you. You can play goddamn orcs. You can play orcs in Horus Heresy. I will fight each and every one of you. I don't care about the Cascador Titan. I don't care about the Cascador Titan.
Or alternatively, I could bring out my old Orcs rulebook from 6th and 7th edition and just play that in Heresy. It's virtually the same rules, just a little bit of edits.
Boss, is this okay if I buy some tiny dinosaurs made of plastic paint, them up into Zangors, Zinch Demons, because I loved it? You'll have to do a lot of heavy conversion for that. But if you're playing for fun, it doesn't matter. I'm still building my first Intal, but what's a good point value for a first army? 1,000. Is true the Tau had too many crises when they saw a Titan and they found out Dreadnought was over 10,000 years old? They didn't find out Dreadnought was over 10,000 years old. They found over that it was old. And they found it absolutely fucking horrific that the Imperium would do that.
No, actually, they also found out that it was horrific because it was older than the entire Tau Empire in their existence as a species.
So you can play Great Crusade. Horus Heresy is playing Great Crusade era armies. Yes. Do I think Leman Russ will return? Yes. Hey, chat, quick question. What chapter is better, Grey Knights or Crimson Fist? Crimson Fist by a long mile because they have a personality.
Yeah.
So one thing before I want to leave, one thing before I go, because stream's pretty much done. A lot of you seem to have forgotten that I am a spicy lad, and that I do talk about modern day events on my channel when I need to. The reason being is that if certain people get into power, you won't be seeing me anymore. Like, they want me gone. This isn't a, that, like, you're not, this isn't, like, a whole thing. Just watch the most recent Republican rally. Holy fuck, it was Nazi Central. There's a reason why I tell you to go vote. Because guess what, guys? Politics will come to fuck with you. I don't care if you come to me to get away from the stress. That's great, that's fine. But when I'm reminding you of something that you should do, you should do it. Because it is your right to vote. And that's not a political stance, that's just telling you what you should do. And I'm not going to be polite about it anymore. Someone said, I come to you to get away from this stuff. You shouldn't be talking about politics. And I told him, then leave. I did not cherry-coat it. I did not sugarcoat it. Didn't even argue with him. I just told him, get the fuck out. Leave. I don't care. I genuinely don't fucking care. Because, yeah, this is the realm of make-believe. This is for fun. But the fun stops if I'm killed by a death squad. So, like, listen to what I'm telling you. There are political groups that wish to cause harm. You don't want those groups to cause harm? Vote. Because guess what? A lot of content creators, we're on the chopping block. Because we're outspoken. And trust me, I've had a few comments come into my TikToks and tell me to my face, I can't wait for them to knock on your door. They are serious. They're disturbingly serious. Start taking this seriously. And yeah, no, it's not even an argument anymore. If you're just gonna say, you shouldn't be talking about this, fuck you. I can talk about what I want. It's my channel. It's my videos. I make them. I talk. And I'm a human being. I'm allowed to have an opinion. And I'm allowed to share with you my experience and my opinions. And so far, yeah, I'm not going to agree with the side that wants to, you know, treat me like shit. And says, like, hey, you should be dead. Kind of a thing. So, no ifs, ands, or buts. I'm going to talk about what I want to talk about. I'm going to encourage my audience to do what I want them to do. Like, you know, go vote. Make a plan. Get registered. Go vote. Your election is next week, my American friends.
I'm really glad I knew the context in which you were speaking in, because I came into you saying go kill yourself.
What? I didn't say kill yourself.
That's what my brain heard, and I was like, wait a second, what? Oh, he's talking about voting in the people. Okay.
So for the love of God, go vote. There is.
I mean, I'm planning on voting early, actually, in a couple days.
Exactly. And
I don't know if my voter registration went through, sadly, because of my state.
Yeah. Welcome to hell. And guys, we all want to be playing games. We all want to be having fun at the table. But guess what? Politics will find a way to fuck with you. And if one day you show up and two of your friends aren't there because the people in charge decided that with how they were born and them being leftist was illegal and they put them in the camps, you're not seeing them anymore. Sorry. And yeah, I'm not gonna sugarcoat this. It's you either like, if I tell you to vote, don't get mad at me. Don't say like you should only be talking 40K. No, I'm gonna encourage you to go do what you need to do for real life. Yes, come to my videos to decompress, to de-stress, but don't use it as an excuse to ignore reality. You need to pay attention. Alright, but that's the end of the stream. I love you all very much. To my American friends, again, your election is next week. Get registered. Go vote. Vote early. It is fucking chaos out there. And North Carolina's Republican governor is already trying to say, nope, election's rigged. Because how dare you vote after a hurricane? Which, by the way, he voted against disaster relief. So, make it make sense. But yeah, get researched, get registered, go vote, do your civic duty. I know I'm Canadian, and like I shouldn't have an opinion in your government or your election, but guess what? I'm your neighbor, fuckwad. I care about what happens on your lawn, because what happens on your lawn transfers over to mine. So yeah, I love you all, and I will talk to you on Wednesday. Good night, everybody.